Hey, I am currently just editing an episode of the Crusaders of the Dark Let's Play, and well, I figured I would share a little bit of how that goes for me. Uh, you can see here I've got recording of the game, and it's I would say a fairly complex. I don't know. I'm like a complete noob at video editing, especially uh, making like even vaguely interesting, video content out of, out of like recording computer games of all things, or whatever. Like basically, I've just tried to experiment with uh, editors and trying to create interesting something that is potentially interesting, something that I could potentially watch. I don't know, whatever. So here we are. This is editing the 10th episode of Crusaders of the Dark Savant, and I just wanted to share what I've been doing in that. So, okay, so there is a reasonable amount of post-production effort that I have been throwing into editing these clips together. So let's ignore that thing at the beginning, which is going to be some sort of like trailer, not trailer, but like intro cutscene, and see if my computer ever catches up. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Hello, computer. Aha, here we go. Yeah, the fusion stuff, my computer, we're talking about a very mid-range computer from like 2013. It is not a modern workhorse by any means. It is kind of under spec for Davinci Resolve, which is the editor tool that I'm using. And yeah, I'm doing a small amount of fusion compositing, and even a little bit that I'm doing certainly stresses out the machine. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to share something here. So, for instance, we have this little bit of audio. My characters have gotten into a fight, and we are going to put an audio clip over top of the the visual playback of that section of the fight, or the commentary after the fight. So here we go. So I'm going to drag it down. Now, one thing we'll notice is that the audio clip is in fact longer. Here's my little clip. The audio clip is longer than the how long the text plays for. So we had to do some time dilation on the video. Now, this game works. You can do that in this game because there's not a lot happening on the screen. Like, there's very little happening here. So here's what we're going to do. Now, ignore the fact that I've got two. Let's see. Yeah, please. Yeah, there's a little bit of audio playing in the background. We're not going to worry about that either. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I am going to unlink all of these clips. All four of them are important, and I am just going to simply delete the two audio clips. Track 1 audio is the computer audio that you hear, and track 2 is my microphone. Okay, and they are recorded separately so that I can do things like cough and hack and then edit that out from the final version of the video, such as it is. Now, I'm going to relink these two clips here. Okay. Now, the top one is, let's see if I can get it. Yeah, the top one is the map. Aha, there's map. See, it's fading in and out. Okay, does it make sense to bring the map in? Yeah, it does. Okay. So we're just going to start with the map fully. The map goes in and out of opacity. Okay. Obviously, this is not a in-game object. I will show you briefly how that works later on too. Okay. Now, the next thing is we need to adjust the timing of this video clip, because if if I start at the beginning and I hit play.
The battle over, the vaporized bodies of the mysterious guards have left no trace or clues.
Okay, so the audio clip plays at the speed that the narrator who originally recorded it for the Wizardry Gold game recorded it. And I have no idea when I'm playing the game. I have absolutely no idea how fast or slow that narrator spoke. So what I do is I just make sure that I get a couple good frames of every single uh, little bit of text. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go into the time dilation or retiming controls. First thing we're going to do is turn on the curve. Okay, and we're going to add, what are these things called? Key things, or I was going to say keystones. They're not keystones. Keyframes, yeah. And we're going to add a keyframe right at the beginning and another one right at the end of that little video clip. Okay, and then
Over.
I'm going to drag this thing out of the way so I don't have to listen to it for the moment, because it will play very choppily like you were hearing there otherwise. And then I'm just going to go very quickly here. I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm just going back and forth on frames, looking for the frame that yeah, okay, there is nothing left on that frame. And I'm going to add a keyframe there. Now this is a timing keyframe. Okay. And then I'm going to just cursor over. And I'm looking for the very first frame that the text begins to change. So there's the first frame there. And then I'm just gonna, what do you call that through? There's a term for that where you're just like going through things. I don't know what it is. I'm just a guy. Don't blame me. I'm a noob. Anyways, all right, so there we go. And then I want to go there. This is the first frame of the animation that removes the text, that reloads the user interface, and that's that. Okay, now I can right click on this, remove retime curve, and I'll go back down here, and I'm going to grab the controls this time. Okay, and let's drag this up. Now, I know I can color code these different audio tracks. It's not all that important to me. It's not a complex enough project, I feel, to need to color code that. Anyways, so now for me, the important thing that I have is that the animations in the playback the played animations need to look smooth as far as I'm concerned. So I don't want to have text like instantly change from one text scene to the next. I want it to animate smoothly just as it was done in the original game. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, if I go back here, let me show you the animation again. You can see, here comes the next animation. Yeah.
The battle.
All right. Now those animations are, I want those to be stock on the final video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out the space between those text animations. Okay, and I can do that with these little handles down on the video clips. Because these two are linked together, the top and bottom, they will animate at the same. They will move together. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy starting the audio right there, and we're gonna just play it out, and then we'll drag the video.
The battle over, the vaporized bodies of the mysterious guards have left no trace or clues.
Okay. So there we go. So, or clues is the last thing he says, and we're gonna kind of fade out just after he says clues. So right about there. So there. Now this whole section has been dropped to, it looks like 39% of real time. Okay. And the video tool will do some interpolation and whatever it needs to behind the scenes to stretch that animation out over that period. Okay. And then we're going to grab this here, and we're going to drag, this is the I just clicked a button. What did I click? Excuse me. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to just drag this one out here. So these little spaces here, those are animations. I don't want to mess with those. But in the middle, there isn't much animating. Like there's a little bit happening up there, but I'm okay with those small animations being kind of like a little slow. There's nothing I can do about it, really. Anyway, so there is that. And, oh, wait, I dragged the rest of the clip off. You can see already we're at 22 minutes in. This is a, oh, shoot. I don't want to do that. Just want to grab it, yeah. This game, I find it quite difficult to tell an interesting, like the gameplay is kind of weak, you know, like it's something that it was fine for a game in the 1990s, but like trying to tell an interesting story that somebody could conceivably watch and be like not bored to tears with, uh, that's more challenging. And I thought that bringing the audio narration in from the modern re-release of the game would be a way to do that. Um, yeah, so basically every time we get text, I do this little editing thing. Okay, what's next? Obviously, if I zoom out here, you can see I've done quite a bit of that. Yeah. This is not like, to be entirely clear, this series requires like, let's say I'll record for about an hour and a half and, I'll, play the game, whatever, it's normal stuff. You just go play a computer game. And then it's because I am so inexperienced with this that it can then take like an entire further day of goofing around to continue the editing. Anyways, so we're just gonna see how that plays now. Anyways,
Inside the constabulary, a host of the elite savant guardians stand ready for battle. Moving swiftly, silently, and with perfect precision, they assume a massive attack formation.
you know what? That is the wrong clip. We are further down. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. This section here is a combat scene. I let it play out because I thought it was somewhat more interesting than the regular combat scenes in the game. Okay, so here's the clip that we just did.
The battle over, the vaporized bodies of the mysterious guards have left no trace or clues. It is all inhumanly efficient.
All right, and then you can hear my own voice like chime in there. Okay, now next thing is that, pardon me, I've got junk on my desk. I am, this is a super professional thing, little video clip that I'm doing here. Anyways, so next thing is I'm going to go load up the effects and I want to do a audio. Yeah, we're going to do an audio crossfade right here. All right, because there's a chime that's going on right here, and I don't want it to just like abruptly end. This is the in-game music, so if I hit play, actually just go to solo on track 1. Right, the chime is still playing for a moment, and I don't want to distort that chime by like time changing it or altering its time rate of time. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm literally just crossfading from what, pardon me, more zoomed in. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just going to put a crossfade right there in the end. And then on this side, I'm going to grab this little handle, and because I expect that by the time that narrator is done narrating, that any little bit of chiming resonance that's still playing here is actually not going to be all that interesting. So this is just a way to mess with or adjust when audio starts being picked up. So you can kind of do manual fades with this and these little controls. So basically the dark gray here just indicates that this bit of audio, whatever little chiming resonance is playing when it comes back in, that's just out there. Okay, so we'll do a little, I'm going to play a little bit. Oh, wait, one more thing. I now relink those clips together. Okay, so let's just play a little bit. Oh, still have it soloed. Aha. Now, next thing I notice here is that the map, which is visible here, because I had already cut this section out, my opacity keyframe didn't take. So let's drag that all the way up, and we'll hit play. And I mentioned that I'm going to save the game here. Right, I'm going to save the game here. Right, okay, so I say I'm going to save the game, and then I go and save it. Now, if you see, I'm going to just mute my voice so I don't have that playing twice. If you see here, the map is still on screen for when the when the save feature up, and it doesn't make any sense. Like if this was an actual user interface element, the map would not actually still be there. So we are going to turn it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the frame where the last frame, the regular game interface is up. There it is. And I'm going to add a keyframe there. I'm going to hop one frame over. There's this one. And I'm going to drag the opacity all the way to 0. You know, skip a little bit. I'm looking for the last, it kind of glitches just because the game is, well, you won't be able to see that anyways. So the last frame here, add a keyframe. This is the last frame of the save game animation, if you want to call it that. And then go one more, and I give it another keyframe. And there we go. It's all at 100% opacity for the map again. So if I hit play.
It is all inhumanly efficient.
And then I'll be saying something about saving the game, and then it goes away, and it comes right back just after that UI element is gone. Okay, so that's good, right? Now, I think that I'm going to just be stepping forward again here. Yeah. Aha, we have another text element. So let's do this from how I would get there. I'll do it. All right, so I'm looking for the first frame. We'll call it that one there. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut the clip, rather. Oh, my client is glitching out. I think my video card may be dying. It's an old water-cooled 1080. And not sure how much longer it has left from the world. Okay, so I'm looking for the last frame before that interface appears. There's the interface. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to cut this again. All right. I'm going to drag this off to the side because typically the audio plays out longer than I've let the text animation go for. And again, I am going to unlink the clips. I'm going to delete the audio because I don't even want it to be involved. I have this strict thing where I'm not talking over the narrator. It's just way simpler for me rather than trying to like have a narrator speak and me speak. Anyways, so next thing here, we've got these linked up again, and let's see, we go the curve and add a keyframe. Is that what it is? A keyframe? I think it's a keyframe. Anyways, at the beginning and the end, this is the keyframe button, by the way, on the curve. It actually disappears if you zoom out, but if you zoom in, there it is. It's weird, and I wish there was another way to access keyframing, but for the time curve, maybe there is. Somebody more experienced with the tool could maybe speak about that. But anyways, I am just doing my thing here. I'm enjoying it, so there. Okay, so I have there's the first frame of the next text animation. And there is the last frame. Okay, and we have another one. Yeah, one rare at the end. We've already added a keyframe at the end of the animation. Okay, great. Now, I am going to, I've got this on my other screen. I'll drag it over. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, this is the map editor for the Crusaders of the Dark Savant. Now, we can see here's the full map, and our characters, at least in the current playthrough, are standing right on this tile right here. And if I click on it, okay, I'll open up a window on the other screen, but I'll drag it over. You can see all the cell properties for this thing. Okay. And it will ask us basically it's got a code that it wants us to input. Okay, it's a puzzle. And it mentions a preamble text, all right? Now, some of the text will be different. This is, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure 15750, that is the code for the text that will play right here. And then 15755 is code for, I think, if you re-enter the tile having already read it once or something like that. I'm not entirely certain. Doesn't matter. The point is, we're looking for the text that says a small black box with 3 blinking whatever. Okay, so we're looking here. A small black box with 3 blinking buttons. Okay, so now, where is my tool? This one here. We go down and I'm looking for 15750. Okay, so I'll go to my media pool and I have made a bin over here with all the voice recordings. I spent time and I went through every single recording and cleaned up the audio because the original recording quality on the Wizardry Gold game is kind of terrible. Like there's static and there's all sorts of nonsense. I tried to clean up everything. Anyways, so it's a 15750, right? This one here?
A small black box with...
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to grab that. And I got to put it right here. And yeah, we're going to remove the curve. We'll grab the controls. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's put our progress little thingamajiggy playhead, the playhead right there. We can zoom back out. Yeah. And let's hit play.
A small black box with 3 blinking buttons is attached to the wall.
Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to drag this in a little bit, so we'll shorten that timer up there.
It appears to be patiently awaiting instructions that were presumably lost with the demise of the guards.
Okay, and then over here I'll grab this handle and I'm going to drag it just out past the end there, so the animation and the end of the audio cue is more or less at the same point. That should be pretty good.
Is attached to the wall. It appears to be patiently awaiting instructions that were presumably lost with the demise of the guards.
Okay, great. All right, now I'm going to go and drag this back in. There, snaps into place. And yeah, so that will now play normally. Anyways, so that's all I'm going to do today. This little video is like 25 minutes. I'm going to literally just go put this online just to give people, anybody who could possibly care, a little insight into what's involved in putting together these little videos for this game. Is it necessary to do all this? No, not at all. But the game is important to me personally, and I'd like a good representation of it to be out there on the internet. I don't claim to be good at this, but I'm going to do the best I can, and I really want to just share that with literally anybody who's interested. So yeah, that's all I got to say. All right. See you next time.